Hello guys, how's it going? My name is Darren, and in today's video I want to talk a bit about the leveling. In my experience, 735. With the allied races, people have a lot more reason to level characters, so I took one of the allied races that I have and boosted them, not boosted them, but leveled them through the whole experience to level 100 and a little plus, because I feel like once they get into Legion, this is kind of where you can just take your time and just do invasions the whole time, so the character will level themselves over time and I could just hop into a raid with my guild and just get myself fully filled with gear and everything. I feel that I will have had enough experience and enough time spent leveling a character, and I feel comfortable in making a video of my personal experience 735 to kind of give you guys an idea. As somebody who had been promoting 735 leveling and somebody who's been happy with the idea, how did it turn out in the end? Did it meet my expectations? Was it really worth it? And did my thoughts change on 735 leveling afterwards? So let's get to the video. And I have some questions on the side in the notepad, just questions I thought that your average Joe would probably ask me, and I'm kind of just gonna follow those questions in order to kind of construct this video. First question, how did I level? So I feel like I used every method. I did some questing, actually a lot of it was questing, but then there was a little bit of the dungeon grind. I made a video where you can hop in with a max level character and just soak XP as they clear a whole dungeon. Apparently there was a bug where people were getting too much XP, so Blizzard recently hotfixed it, but I was able to utilize that for a little bit before it got hotfixed. I even jumped into a raid and cleared a bunch of mobs in a raid to see if it was any more efficient, and then of course I did the leveling potion, like 6 level skip in Warlords of General, and that's really about it. I think from the rest of the time we've been leveling through questing alone, mostly trying to complete zones and complete storylines to see how many I really need to complete by the time I get to max level, and I feel like it was pretty straightforward. Next question, what part of the leveling stood out for me? I feel like the fact that I don't need to leave zones was pretty cool. I felt like the mobs that always scale with me make it so that the challenge of killing a mob as fast as possible never gets easier. You never out-level a mob or never have mobs that are way too strong for you. So I felt it was interesting to always be challenged, and the combat was definitely feeling a lot slower. But the fact that I was able to spend time in favorite zones, it felt like time really flew by because there's storylines, there's quest lines, there's even NPCs that you kind of get attached to. So then it kind of gives you that motivation to play. So I thought that was really cool, and the fact that I was able to actually finish a lot of these zones where I never saw the finish of them in the past because I'm just out leveling the zone completely, it was interesting for sure, and definitely put a new perspective on leveling. I also thought that group quests actually became group quests because all the zones are scaled and you can't one-shot things anymore, where a quest tells you, hey, you need 2 other players recommended to do this quest. Now you actually do need 2 other players to do this with you. So I thought that was really fucking cool. Really stood out to me, just the fact that you actually need to group up with people. And I guess I like the fact that everybody's playing allied race with the scaling technology. People are everywhere. They can be level 40, they can be level 60, they can be level 20. They'll all still hang out in a dark shot either way because everybody's leveling, and I thought it was a really interesting experience. Next question, how was scaling, good or bad? I thought scaling in general was good. I talked about NPCs, how it takes a while to kill them, but overall I like the idea that I can just stay in my favorite zones, and I think overall the scaling technology has worked wonders for the leveling experience, and I feel like it's good. I feel like it's really good for the game. It definitely changes it a lot. It definitely turns everything on its head. You know, the fact that you don't need to leave zones, the fact that mobs continue to get hard or continue to hit kind of hard. I think it's very, it's hard to put a finger on it. It's confusing at first because you're so used to one method, and now you're having to basically relearn a whole nother method of leveling, and it just messes with your head for quite a while. Next question, what is your favorite bit about the questing and in 735? I thought it was cool that people are actually out and making the world feel like a living, breathing world, you know? Now that everybody has allied races and there's a reason to get them to max level without boosting them with the heritage armor, so many people are playing again, so many people are re-leveling, and even people that don't have BFA are re-leveling classes just to test out 735 system. You see so many people that are normal humans, gnomes, dwarves, blood elves, tauren, orcs, but you'll see a lot of mostly allied races, and I just like how Blizzard found a way for people to get out in the world without it having to feel like, you know, it's barren, there's nobody here, everybody's in a max level character, or they're just stuck in a dungeon grind back to back to back. So I thought that was overall awesome, just seeing the world feel alive again. Now, I got some questions in terms of speed. Was it faster? Was it slower? Was it better? Let's first ask, was it slower? Yes, in terms of how much time it took, how many days it took for me, how many play sessions it took for me to get to at least level 100 so I can get into Legion zones and just do passive leveling through Legion. I think it took me 6 to 7 days, and I only played 3 hours a day, and I didn't play every single day either. I wasn't able to commit too much time. I think before 735, I would spend maybe 2 hours at most, maybe even less. And I would get in 5 days worth of just casual questing and mostly dungeon grinds. Within 5 days, I'd be at Legion. So it felt definitely I had to spend an extra hour and a couple extra, I guess, play sessions in order to get to where I would want them. But in terms of how fast or slow it felt, the experience of leveling, that felt a lot faster than slower. Let me explain. Before 735, this is kind of how experience feels like. From level 1 to level 10, it's super fast. From level 10 to 20, it's super fast. Level 20 to 30, super fast. 30 to 40, not as fast, but still fast. 40 to 50, it starts to slow down. 50 to 60, it feels like a sludge. Then it kind of kicks back up. From 60 to about 64, it feels super quick, and then 64 to 70, it starts to really feel like it's getting slower and slower. So, because the questing is so fast at the very beginning, the slow bits feel like they take forever, because then the change between how fast you were leveling and then the slow speed just feels so drastic before 735. And it felt like BC, it started fast, got slower. Wrath was kind of moderately fast, slower. Then all of Cataclysm felt like moderate to slow, and then Mr. Pandaria just felt slow compared to everything else you've done so far. And then Warlord's Generous kind of where it started to pick back up, especially if you can do the level skip, and then Legion started to feel good again. The new leveling in 735 feels a lot different. It feels like level, well, it started level 20, so 20 to 30 feels moderate, 30 to 40 feels moderate. It doesn't actually feel quick. 40 to 50 feels moderate, 50 to 60 feels moderate. It doesn't have slow bits, it doesn't have fast bits, it just feels moderate. Then at level 60 to 66, it feels like a breeze. I mean, I was basically hanging out in Howling Fjord, doing every single quest line, and it felt so quick. And then from 60 towards 70 and 75, it really starts to slow down, but not quickly slow down. It starts to really slow down, but kind of gradually. Every single level to 75 starts to get slower. And then it's kind of slow from 75 to 80. At 80 to 85, it feels kind of slow, but from 85 to 90, it's super quick. It just felt like it was just, I guess you are spending a lot more time leveling, but I guess the difference between how much time it took for you to get, you know, 20 to 30 compared to 30 to 40, it feels like it does go down or it goes up, but very, very slowly, so it doesn't feel like it has major swings. Before 735, it felt like it had major swings. It felt like it was super fast experience, then like really, really slow, because it was like, I mean, you were speeding through it, and then when it goes back to a normal session, normal questing, it feels slower than actual slow speed. So it's not like the game tried to make it slower, it just gave you like a big boost of XP, and then it went back to a normal XP generation, and that feels slow to you now. Here, it doesn't really feel like it has any kind of ramp up, it always feels kind of normal. So then changes from like slower to faster, they don't feel quite as impactful or quite as bad. And I feel like my perception of the leveling through this method, it was slower objectively, but in terms of your swings of where you get a lot of XP or where you don't, feels a little bit better. It doesn't feel like you're going from the fastest speeds to lowest, because that can feel like, you know, it feels like a killjoy. So this one felt more moderate, it felt more paced. It didn't feel like it was going, oh, super fast, oh, boring. It didn't feel boring, I guess is the best way to put it. Was the experience better? That one is going to be subjective. I felt personally, for me, the fact that I could spend time in my favorite zones was the fact that what made it better. But I can definitely see somebody saying that, hey, I'm just trying to get the fastest possible. It won't be good for them. I guess it depends on what you want out of it. If you're sitting down to level a character, learn how to play a class, and enjoy yourself some questing experience, then you're probably gonna like it. If you're somebody who's just trying to get to max level as fast as possible, and that's all you're trying to do is just speed run it as fast as you can, you're probably not gonna enjoy it that much. And that's why I think it will take time for players to really adjust to this kind of speed. I feel like once you get used to this kind of new questing, it becomes a pretty enjoyable experience. But if you're just trying to get through there as fast as possible, and you can't even spend maybe even an hour questing at all, then I feel like it will definitely feel worse. For me, I thought it felt better because I really wanted to quest. I really wanted to see if the questing experience improved. I felt like I got to play through storylines. I felt like I really got to play my class and really learn how to play it. And I actually cannot wait to get my class into dungeons and raids, like actual like Antorus raids, because I feel like I've been playing so much. I know my rotation like the back of my hand now, and I feel like I could actually perform damage given the appropriate gear. If anything that I think the questing experience could improve on is maybe the quest rewards. I felt that the quest rewards, like your trinkets, your rings and all that, because of the scale technology and because it gives you only so much stats because of like the major squish that it had, sometimes it doesn't feel that impactful. Sometimes you do a quest and you get a ring and it's a higher item level, but it doesn't have any difference of stats. So it feels like between getting every one level, if the word to bring something exciting in between. Because in the past it was gear. In the past, getting a new item was actually increased for your stats. You know the green numbers. And before that, before we had the new talent system, every few levels you'd be able to add a point into your talent system. So it felt like there was a lot more to look forward to. When it comes to level 60 to 80, there's just not a lot of spells for you to look forward to. There's a few talents that you can look forward to, but it takes so long to acquire them. And then gear doesn't feel that as inspiring. I mean, most of us are playing with heirloom gear, so for the most part we're just getting the most amount of XP we can get, so we're not replacing those bits. But stuff like rings, stuff like necklaces, bracers, boots, maybe even trinkets, those, because of the scale technology, they can have a way higher item level, but they don't actually do anything for you. They don't actually give you more stats, so it doesn't feel like all of a sudden you have this like power jump, you know, oh my goodness, I'm actually a lot more powerful now. It feels like there's not a lot in between every single few levels, especially above level 60. Below level 60, at least you're getting a lot more spells, you're learning more about your class, and then from 60 to level 100, it's really about acquiring whatever few spells and whatever few talents that you are missing, and hope that you enjoy the rest of the quest line, because there's nothing in between of like, you know, there's getting a ding out of a level is not as exciting anymore, because it used to be every few dings you would get something cool to do to your class, whether it is, oh, finally I am high enough to do this quest, to get this reward, or put in a talent point into my talents. Now you don't really have that. So I think Blizzard could definitely address that, because for there, it's just, if getting a new level, it's just like, okay, I'm one level closer to my end goal, which is max level. But in the past, it felt like getting a few levels, oh wow, I got a new talent I can put in. Yeah, that talent didn't do a lot, but it feels, at least it felt very, very exciting. So maybe if Blizzard were to go back to the old talent system, then I think it would feel pretty awesome, because you would be able to give yourself short-term goals. In 2 more levels, I can get another talent. In 2 more levels after that, I can get another talent. In a few more levels after that, I can get this ability. At this level, I can get that ability. So maybe they could space out more abilities or add more abilities to classes, and every few levels you get something cool. I think that would be pretty awesome, but I don't know how they would end up doing that. Anyway, I think this is all I have to talk about the new leveling experience 735. I think I said everything that needed to be said. I'm going to keep this video mostly unedited just to give you guys as much of my impression as I could. Just so you guys can give me a little bit of an idea what it was like. I thought it was good. I think I am going to spend some time leveling another character. I think I might even level Iron Man style, because I think it'd be kind of cool. Maybe if I could level like a group Iron Man, that'd be awesome too. I want to do that with a couple of buddies. See if they maybe want to participate. Because I think it'd be fun doing group con together, Iron Man style. Maybe even a few dungeons, trying to see if we die or don't. With the allied race, it's really cool though. It gives you a lot more reasons to level. I think overall the new 735 is better, and I am going to be able to customize my own paths that I can take in order to have different storylines for different characters and different classes. But in between a few quests, especially towards past level 60, it can feel a bit like a trudge. So I feel like if there's more abilities for you to get, or if they were to bring back the old talent system, I think it could really fill a lot of the gaps between like, okay, I'm completely turn this quest in, then turn this quest in, then turn this quest in, where getting to every few levels is a lot more exciting rather than, okay, I'm one level closer to max level. You know what I mean? Anyway, I think this is it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video and if you like 735 questing, please go ahead, give it a video like. Likes allow me to reach a wider audience, so whether you like the video or simply want to let my channel grow, feel free to do that. If you guys want to see more videos, more discussion videos like these, like 735, BFA, or 55121 duels, go ahead and hit the subscribe button down below. order to be notified on every single video we put out, and we put out 2 of them a day. And if you guys want to catch some of our live streams, like the 5-hour on those, and participate in the streams, be sure to hit the notification bell down below next to the subscription button in order to be caught up on every single video and every single stream that goes live. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts on 735 questing, and I'll see all of you guys in another video.